Hey, what's going on? I can never get a good angle with the sun here when I'm in the garden. Look at that, I gotta take my hat off. My head's all sweaty. So we're just gonna rock it like this because that's how we roll. All right, so we're at the garden. We are planting peppers today and a couple of cucamelons and a couple of zucchinis. So if you guys have watched my channel for a while, you always know that I'm trying to do things in the easiest way possible because I've always got so much work to do. So I'll show you the system I'm using to get these peppers ready to go. All right, so this is our row of where we're planting the peppers. If you guys have never seen this before, okay, this is inverted marking paint. It's biodegradable. You use the can upside down, okay? So we are planting peppers 12 inches apart and 12 inches apart, okay? All the way down. So all we're doing, this is a 12 inch stick. All I'm gonna do is lay it down, make a little dot, and I'm just gonna work my way down. This way I'm not fighting with a measuring tape, right? You guys get the point? So we're gonna do that all the way down. This is gonna be a whole big bed of peppers. So, and then my kids are gonna follow me with an X-Acto knife and they're just gonna cut circles around each one of these dots. And then we're gonna fill this whole thing up with peppers. Sound good? Good morning, everybody. Sorry I didn't finish up showing you guys what we got done last night. We busted ass to get all these peppers in the ground. And we finished literally as the sun went down last night. So we got all these planted. So we've got a stack of Alma paprika peppers up to where? Up to here. And then we have jalapenos. And then we have California Wonder bell peppers. And then we have big red peppers down to here. And then we have one Super Shepherd pepper right there because none of the other seeds germinated. So you guys can see, you just cut the hole, dig it out with a trowel. It's super simple. Use your hands. I'll show you here. Have the trowel in one hand and have your other hand, and you just jam them down into the soil, and then you just kind of grab the soil on the spade with your other hand and then just put it there. And then we put in a mixture of the calcium that I made. I've just released that video this morning, as well as used coffee grinds. And we put about 2 tablespoons in each hole. And then we buried them back in, and the kids soaked them for me really good. So today's task, we're doing tomatoes. All here, I'll show you. So today we have this bin of tomatoes to do, that bin of tomatoes to do, and that bin of tomatoes to do. Now they're not all gonna get planted. There's gonna be some extras, but that's essentially the plan. So we're gonna do the same. We're going to take the spray paint can, put little dots, and then my son's gonna cut around the dots, and then we're just gonna start planting. So like I was showing you guys yesterday, we're planting cucumbers in this bed right here. And so we've got our trusty 12-inch stick. We have our inverted marking paint that only works upside down. So we're gonna start 6 inches, 8 inches from the end. We're gonna put a dot, then we just move it, put a dot like that, see? And we just keep working down the line. Once you get into the swing of things, once you get into the motion, it goes real fast. You just dot, move, dot, move, dot, move. See? And now each one of those dots is 12 inches apart, and it's perfect spacing all the way down. So I'm just gonna do another 35 feet of this. All right, so I apologize. I planned on showing you guys a lot more of the production that we're doing today, but it got so hot that the heat turned my camera off and I finally got it able to work. So I don't know how much longer this is going to work. So the most important thing I'm going to teach you guys today is how to plant a tomato properly. We're going to be planting this Tommy Toe tomato. It's about 30 inches long. It's in a solo cup. So the top 4 inches or so right here is my mushroom compost and my soil amendments. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the good stuff, put it to the side, because we're not going to get everything back into the hole that we take out. And then all I'm doing is I'm just going to move to the right as I dig this hole. And your goal here is to get that tomato deep into the ground. The deeper you get it into the ground, the healthier your tomatoes are going to be, right? Because on the stem of a tomato, all that little fur right there, they will turn into roots. And so the deeper you plant your tomato, it's going to be able to put out those roots. You'll have a much healthier plant because you'll have all those roots in the ground as opposed to a little root ball. Okay, so that's number one. So we're almost a foot underground. Step 2, in here, I have pelletized hen manure, used coffee grinds, and the calcium that I got from processing down my eggshells with vinegar. So this is where you would add your amendments, whatever your amendments happen to be. This is what we're going with right here. Gonna shoot that right into the bottom of the hole. A little more for good luck. Then you take your plant. I can't even see the screen, guys. It's so glary and sunny and hot out here. It's almost 100 degrees in freedom units again for you American folk who watch my channel. So then you take your root ball, and you don't want to tear it up, but you just want to loosen up those roots so they know that they can start moving around. Okay, next you're going to remove, there we go, we're in the screen sort of. You're going to want to remove any of the lower branches because you don't want them touching the ground. The number one vector for disease in tomato plants are soil-borne diseases. I know this, guys, it's so hot out here. Look what's happening to my plants. They're literally just wilting. So we're burying that, and that stem is still, you know, up to my thumb deep in the soil. So we put our good quality amended soil in first because that's where the root ball is. We pack it down. You don't have to pack it down really hard. You don't want those roots to have to fight to get back out of the soil. And then we just fill her in. And I'm leaving a depression. Where's my hand? I'm leaving a depression in the soil so that way when we water it, it's going to allow water to pool in there and drain into the ground. So that's the best way to plant your tomato. And now we are going to heavily water these. So plant it deep as you can, and that's it. And this will ensure healthy tomatoes. And now all this soil is extras, and we're just gonna push it back off the geotextile, and my son's gonna come in and he's gonna water that for us, and away we go. And I have 2 more plants to do and we're going home. So this is what we got done between last night and today. So we have all of these beautiful peppers in the ground. They seem to be doing okay in this heat, which doesn't surprise me because peppers are a tropical plant. And then we have 2 rows of tomatoes. So this back row, we have Romas up to the post. And then we have San Marzanos. And then on the second row, We have mortgage lifters, so those are large tomatoes. Then we have black crim, which are also a large tomato. Then we have some sugar lumps, and then we have some grape tomatoes. So that's what we've got done. And I know they're flopping over and stuff. They just got really spindly in those little solo cups. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring those tomato clips, and we're going to come maybe later on and we'll start clipping them onto the bottom of the trellis here so they can start standing up. So that's the plan. And then you can see we have the geotextile done over here for cucumbers, but I just got some bad news from several people. So we have, see all the dots here? That's how we're going to lay out all of our cucumbers. I was speaking to a gentleman earlier, and he says there's an Asian man down there, and he has squash or zucchini in the ground of some sort, and the cucumber beetles are so bad he had 30 of them on one plant. They're literally destroying his garden. And then over here, I was talking to a young lady, and she planted zucchinis, squashes, and cucumbers. She's been growing them since April. She's over there somewhere. She's not here right now. She already left. She's been growing them since April. She planted them last night, and the cucumber beetles have completely destroyed her crops in 10 hours. There's nothing left, just stubs. So I'm not planting my cucumbers. I'm not risking that because that's just ridiculous. Last year I had to plant my cucumbers 3 times because of those cucumber beetles, and I'm not doing it. So we're gonna pause here because it's hot as hell and my kids are getting cranky. And I told them, so right back there behind that tree line, there's a river. So if you see that dead tree right there, there's water access. So I'm gonna take my kids down there. They're in their bathing suits, and I'm gonna let them go for a swim. And that's as far as we're gonna get today. We're gonna come after supper when the temperatures drop back down, but just thought you guys want to see an update. So get your food in the ground, grow good food, like I always say. If you guys are new here, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that subscribe button. Let's grow this channel. That way, the bigger the channel, YouTube is going to see that more people want to see this content and learn how to grow food. And that's the whole goal of my channel here, is to help people grow food. So if you guys could help me with that and hit that thumbs up button, share this out if you want, and have an awesome day. See ya.